Okay, so we're here with Michael Moffett. It's Tuesday, February 21st, and Michael's going to talk to us about Insta-Sets. So Michael, you were telling us there's 3 spots in the demo, right? Where you feel
Yeah.
like you can talk about the Insta-Set with the customer.
Yes. So
Tell
it
us
all
about that.
depends on what time your demo is. If you have an evening demo and your demo tends to run a little longer, so your demo starts at 6 or 7, by 9 o'clock when you're finished with the demo, you're not going to get an Insta-Set, not normally at least.
Right.
And so I found that it's best to talk about it more towards the middle or the beginning. So when you are doing the fire quiz and you just finish up the questions, turn around and ask them if they have any friends or family that could benefit from the fire safety information you've shared so far. And then when you're going over some of that, try to qualify the leads, the referrals, pull out your referral sheet, whatever your dealership uses, and start going through those. And then once you start getting 1 or 2 of them, ask them if we can give them a call and set an appointment up within the next 72 hours, because then they get a free gift and you can give them an extra free gift on top of it. Recently, we've been using the kitchen shears as the Insta-Set demo prize, I guess you would say it. But that is the first location you can talk about it. The next location is the home safety checklist. When you're going over where their meeting spots, stuff like that, ask them about their family members that don't live with them. Ask them if they have any family members that don't do their fire drills like they should, or if they could benefit from the fire safety information. And then just like when you were doing it for the fire quiz, you go over the referrals, green light them, try and get them to set the appointment for you. Because the more they do for you, the less work you have to do at the end of the day. And then if you have a daytime appointment at the very end, I like to talk to people and tell them that my job is a safety advisor. So I get paid as long as I have places to go. So if you don't mind helping me out with that, with some referrals and set appointments, that would be fantastic. And then by that time, you know who you're talking to and how to actually respond to them the way that you're supposed to in order to get them to cooperate with you. And with that, you then focus on getting your qualified leads. And as you get a qualified lead, just ask them if we can give them a call, see if they're interested.
What I love about what you're saying, Michael, is every single time he tells us about, okay, here's a spot you can do it. Here's another spot you can do it. Then here's another spot you can do it. Then every single time after he's done asking them, hey, if you know any family members or friends, you blah, blah, blah. Then he says, every time he said the same thing, ask them to call them. So key takeaway here today, there's 3 places in your demo you can do this. Michael, I really appreciate you elaborating the fact that if you have an evening demo, you do need to pick one of the earlier times to do it, whether it's the fire quiz or the home safety checklist. If you kind of tried and failed a little on the fire quiz, maybe try again, right? But
Yep.
And then I also like how if you have the time and you know you're going to have the time, wait until the end and spend a little extra time with them on it after they have had a chance to see the entire presentation. And at that point, they really know whether or not they'd want to refer you to somebody else, which with Michael, as you guys can tell, he's a gentle young man and they like him. And I'm sure almost every one of them would like to refer him to someone else because he genuinely cares about the people and you can tell that he does. Okay. I like the fact that you incorporated it. It tells me you're a very good student of this game, dude, because he said that it has to be within 72 hours. That's always been common knowledge on an Insta-Set program. It has to be soon. If you're going into homes, guys, and getting Insta-Sets for next week or the week after that, plan on them not to run. So your dealer, if they're giving an instant gift, they're giving a gift for nothing. You have to make sure that if you're going to give, especially if you're giving an instant gift, are you guys giving them that shears right then and there? Or are you taking it back later, Michael?
As soon as they call the individual to set the appointment and we have an exact date and time that we have the appointment, yes, we do leave the kitchen shears with them. Very
good. And I like that. I think that's just fine. All the more reason it has to be within the next 3 days, though. Because if it's not, they're just like any other appointment then. The reason an Insta-Set is so good is because they called them and they encouraged them and they referred you and they know they did because they called them. So that's really cool. And Michael, I knew this would be very simple because I know you're a good student of the business. So I know you listen. So I like that you keep it very simple. You just kind of talk to them about, hey, who do you know? Is there any other little tips you could give us in closing?
What part of closing are you talking about exactly?
Oh, just in
Because there's all
closing the
different
Zoom
parts.
call today, just in closing up this topic, like as far as instance sets, is there anything else that you think is important that maybe we haven't discussed yet with regard to the instance sets?
Not necessarily the Insta-Sets, but more of the green lights. So once
Go
they've
ahead.
finished up going through all the referrals that they can think of, sit down and ask them, is there anyone that you can think of that would not meet the qualifications, but could still benefit from the fire safety information? Because even some of those unqualified leads are great to run. If they're a homeowner, a single mom, that would be an unqualified lead, but those are great presentations to run to help keep everyone safe and potentially upgrade the OmniShield.
That's right. You know, somebody said this, I think it was Jerry Weibel that said this at our last regional meeting. He said, you know, especially if you don't have anywhere to go that day, there really is no such thing as an unqualified lead now, is there? You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that you guys are keeping single mom homeowners, because we protect a lot of those single moms, single women, when they, especially if they own their home. That is a good lead, and I'm glad that you're doing that. So, and that brings up another thing. It sounds like Michael's doing a pretty good job of asking the people for qualifications, and trying to make sure that most of the people that you're getting and you're going to their home are at least pre-qualified. And that's good. So thank you, Michael. You did a good job this morning.
Thanks, Jason. It was fun to be on here.
You're welcome. Momo. Yeah, buddy. And John will tell you when it's time for you to start joining this call on a regular basis. This is a dealer and manager call. So once you become a little bit higher level manager over at the office, I think you're